Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Bitcoin is still going sideways, but you know what? Just like we talked about, altcoins are just going wild. They are ripping it higher and higher and higher. A lot of my positions today are up over 30% without leverage, and that just shows you how crazy the market's been going. I think even Bitcoin Cash ran up over 50% here, which is just definitely showing how crazy this market is. But, you know, during these times, there's a lot of hype online, whether it's on Twitter or, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be. And you're going to feel a lot of pressure to not take some profits right now. And I'm almost getting to the point where I'm looking at some of my positions and I'm like, I might want to take some profits here and wait for them to cool back down. And then once they cool back down, I'll be happy to try and buy back into the market. Because I know we have institutional money coming in here from the ETFs, and BlackRock has to buy more Bitcoin, ARK Invest has to buy more Bitcoin, and that's just driving everything up. But I'm really wondering, once this initial inflow period is over, will Bitcoin have a pretty significant dip? And I'm thinking the answer is yes. And I'm not saying that's going to be some type of catastrophic thing, but I do think eventually we are going to see altcoins give back a lot of the gains that we've seen so far over the past 60 days or so. And you might see from the tops of a lot of these altcoins, you're probably going to see a retracement of about 25 to 50% depending on the different token before they eventually continue to go up to those all-time high levels and they start going sky high again. I've been trying to look at a lot of different charts, whether it be Bitcoin or the Doge coins for some of the meme tokens, maybe even some of the tokens like Chainlink or Ethereum Classic that have been around for a while, so we kind of know what happens during these types of markets. Well, I think again, over the next month or so, maybe 2 months, we are going to see a sustained downward move from Bitcoin. I'll let you guys know when the data actually supports the actual downward move, because until then, you might see altcoins continue to really rally here. However, you are going to see a lot of people online telling you guys to not sell, diamond hand it, just don't do, don't get rid of any of your positions because it's only going to go higher. I just want to remind you guys, if you guys do want to sell all or some of your positions right now, you guys are always free to do that. I would just say the easiest thing to do if you're kind of conflicted is to always scale out and perhaps sell a portion of your position. With me, you guys know I have one open public portfolio that I share with you guys, and I've been adding a few $100 into it every week. And I've been holding this thing since really about December, and I've been doubling down, especially over the past couple weeks as Bitcoin's been consolidating more before each consecutive pop that we've seen. And even with this portfolio, I'm getting to the point where I'm saying, I started this portfolio in December and I've been dollar cost averaging pretty heavily, a few $100 a week, which is a lot more than most, of course. But right now I'm looking at a profit of about $8,000. And part of me wants to sell the majority of my positions right now on this single portfolio. Remember, this is not my larger portfolio, but it is a significant amount of money though, $8,000 profit, right? And part of me wants to start scaling out of this one. And then what I'm going to do is most likely just have a chunk of cash here and then start dollar cost averaging again when I see a larger move down in the market. Because again, right now we're seeing an untold amount of greed on the index, it's probably over 90 at this point. And so I think a lot of us, when we did our plans for maybe how Bitcoin may go to all-time highs, how fast some of these altcoins may move, I think maybe most, I know for me, I really thought that altcoins and Bitcoin weren't going to really take off as much until after the halving, which is about like 49 days, I think from now, maybe 48 days, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. And so I'm really puzzled, and I'm really wondering, if we're moving up this fast, will this move continue? Or are we about to get rejected from the $69,000 level, consolidate for a while, for either just a few weeks or maybe even a month? We don't really know. And then from there, really start to turn on the gas and have an extreme breakout that leads to everything just going stronger and stronger and stronger. And at this point in time, because the ETF brokers and so forth, the ETF owners like BlackRock and ARK Invest and so forth, they're loading up on tons and tons of Bitcoin. I'm almost thinking that eventually they're going to kind of max out about how much Bitcoin they need, because inflows from the, let's say, hedge funds and so forth, they are going to slow down to a certain degree. And then from there, I think they might start to unload Bitcoin along with Grayscale, and you may see an actual dumpage of Bitcoin that looks a little bit more scary, I would say. But overall, we're not at that point yet. I really am going to be curious to see how these positions work out later on this week. But typically after we have huge moves like this, typically, even in a bull market, we are going to see some consolidation. And that means some of these tokens may come down a cool 10 to 15%. Some may come down 50% or something like that if they really have a crash. But typically they would have had to run up like 200 to 300% in order for that to happen. And not all of the tokens that we've been watching have really been going up that much. A lot of tokens, I would say, have run up maybe 100 to 150%. I guess there are quite a few, actually, if you think about it, that have had some larger run-ups. So just be mindful of those. But until Bitcoin really starts to show a breakdown below $60,000, maybe even $58,000, you should see altcoins still continuing to make some larger moves. So, you know, to bring this all around, I'm really thinking that tonight during the stream, I'm going to ask you guys what you guys think I should do with this portfolio right now. Because my urge and my instinct is to pretty much sell a lot of it, take about $7,500 to $8,000 in profit, and then just kind of sit and wait as an experiment. And again, this is kind of a fun one that I put together for us. It's not necessarily a larger portfolio where I have a lot of my, you know, my funds in it. This is something that I put together because I wanted to show you guys the power of dollar cost averaging. But now, because we've had such a big run up, I want to see if I can turn this into a teaching moment and say, hey, we can lock in some profits, and then from here we can try to start dollar cost averaging again, but just waiting for a larger dip. So, you know, I will always have the BYDFi one up there so we can continue to watch that one go higher and higher. But as far as this Fairdesk one, I just think it moved up so fast and so quickly that I kind of want to take profits a little bit earlier than expected, because the market went higher a lot earlier than I was expecting. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Oh my God, my voice cracked a little bit. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because it's just been, I don't know, it's been interesting. I wasn't expecting the market to move this fast, and I wasn't expecting this many people in the hedge fund market to really start buying into Bitcoin as much. I thought they might try to dip their toe in the water, but no, it looks like they've been anxiously waiting for an opportunity to get in here and at least dip 1 to 2% of their portfolios into cryptocurrency, and this seems to be the way to do it. However, at this point, it seems like everything is just moving so fast that over the next week or so, I'm going to be looking for opportunities for a lot of my swing trades. Like, I got to be out of them maybe like 90 to 100%, and that's okay. I think this week, a lot of my, not the Fairdesk longer term portfolio, but a lot of my swing trades, I'm pretty much going to be out of them completely here. And I told you guys I was just buying a couple days ago. They've already run up like 50%, and with leverage, they bring in quite a bit of money. And so what I'll probably end up doing is scheduling some extra vacations for myself. But yeah, I would love to know you guys' thoughts. If you guys are checking out any tokens right now, I'd be happy to hear about them. And I will be streaming a little bit later on tonight, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock Pacific time. You know, it's a Saturday. I have a little bit different schedule. It's not my normal Monday to Friday. And then as far as tomorrow is concerned, I probably will actually stream a little bit more on Sunday, just because we are looking at a pretty crucial moment across the markets. And a lot of you guys, just like me, are wondering, should we actually lock in these profits because they're so fast? And my instinct right now, and you guys know my instinct is normally wrong about this, I sell and it keeps on going up. My instinct right now is to sell and then lock in $8,000 profit, and then wait for a potential dump, which I think is going to happen eventually, and then look to buy up a lot of the altcoins around there. But then, you know, depends on how much money we want to really flush in there. But we're just going so high, so fast, and I don't think this is the I don't know if I think this is really altcoin season or not. It doesn't feel like it. I guess maybe today it starts to feel like it, but that's why I'm going to give this a week here to kind of see what I want to do. So let me know what you guys think, and I appreciate it.